Today I'm going to make some oven braised beef shanks, a cheap meal that packs a huge nutritional punch. Hi, I'm Anita. This is my channel where I show you how I've lost 145 pounds following a ketogenic, animal-based way of eating. Okay, today I'm going to make these beautiful big beef shanks. This is a really budget-friendly meal. They're about $7.99 a pound the last time I bought them, and they really pack a nutritional punch. They're full of collagen. You have to cook them low and slow, kind of like brisket. The other thing about beef shanks is they have the added bonus of having these big marrow bones in them. So the marrow is important for a couple of things. The marrow is actually a fat, and it is full of collagen as well, but it also contains glucosamine. Glucosamine is good for your joints, inflammation, that sort of thing. And people pay big money for glucosamine in the bottles, you know, the capsules that you can buy from wherever they buy their vitamins from. But we've got it right here in the bone marrow. So I'm going to show you at the end what I do with the bone marrow after this is all cooked. Really the only preparation for this today for me is salt. I am doing Lion Diet right now for the month of October and maybe further. I don't know. We'll see how things go. But basically it's ruminant animals, salt and water. And that's all we're using today. So I'm just going to sprinkle some salt on here and just rub it down a bit. I have my oven set to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna cook it low. So I am going to take this now over to the stove and we're gonna get it started. I'm gonna start by searing the beef shanks. I'm gonna turn this up and melt a little bit of tallow. It's already softened here. Had it out of the fridge. It's about a tablespoon. Just want to really brown the sides. You don't have to sear it, but I just find that it gives a little more flavor when it's seared. All right, I'm going to try to sear all, the sides have a nice fat cap on them. So I want to sear that, render a little bit off. I've done all that I want to do as far as searing goes. So now I'm going to cover them and just grab, I actually don't need the oven mitts yet, but they now go in the oven. And basically it's just a set and forget thing. I am going to check them in 2 hours to see where they are. And at that time, they're probably going to be almost ready, if not ready. It really depends. So we'll see you back then, and then I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, it's time they came out. All right, so that's what we have. These are falling away from the bone. Most of the bone marrow has already melted into the rest of the pan. Okay, so I'm just scooping the rest of the bone marrow out of these bones because I'm going to be mixing that into the whatever you call the juices. That is going to be a part of what goes on top. Let me just lift these out onto the plate. I see there's bone marrow hanging in the middle there. There we go. These each weighed about a pound, so it's a lot of meat. So what I do with the juices and the bone marrow is I'm just going to turn this up and let this simmer. There's different ways to do that. Some people do different things, like they'll whisk in, if we weren't doing carnivore and keto, we would be whisking in some flour and different things like that, but I don't do that. I'm just gonna break up the bone marrow as best I can. And that's going to become part of just what I scoop on top of this. I should be using a wooden spoon so I'm not scratching up my thing here. I could be doing this for a while and get out, you know, make this really smooth. I could put it into maybe a little mini blender, make it really smooth. There's all kinds of things you can do. But I'm generally a quick and dirty person, and I just like it. As long as it tastes good, I don't really care what it looks like. And so, so if I was just eating this myself, and I pretty much am, I would just be pouring this over top. Like, this is going to be another meal. This is going to be a meal. I would just pour it over top. I just need to get a bigger spoon. Mostly what I want to do is to get this bone marrow in, because it is so good for my knee. And if you have any joint issues, arthritis, that sort of thing, you definitely want to be eating this bone marrow. Okay, here is our finished beef shanks with the juices and the bone marrow on top. Gonna give that a try. That is so good. It is juicy, tender, flavorful, packed with nutrition, cheap, and easy. So if you don't have the braiser like I have, just put it in a pan, tightly covered with foil or whatever you can cover it with, and it'll work that way as well. But I hope you give this a try, and let me know how it is down below, and if you can get beef shanks in your area or not. Very delicious for lion diet. So see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching.
Okay, and cut and wrap photos. These beautiful big beef shanks, and I'm going to do it in the oven. You probably want to get rid of the blood off there. You're not going to like that. Oh, okay. It started dripping down.